Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. It is launch day for the Sydney Grace times Glitzy Fritzy Blessed palette, the light and the deep. I can't even express the gratitude. I mean, I was shocked how many of you said you're going to order this palette. So I expect that there'll be more looks coming out than what I've already seen, which I will link below, the ones I've already seen. PR's gone out now. Some of your favorites got this palette. Hopefully they'll make a YouTube video so that you can see. I saw that a few were putting them on Instagram. I hope they make videos so I can watch them too. And I absolutely can't wait till you guys get it in your hands and you can start playing with it. And please send me your pictures. Send them to my email, glitzyfritzy@gmail.com, so that I can see what you've done with the palette. I would love to see that, and also let me know if I can share it in a video, because I'd love to share it with the whole Fritzy family. Today the primer we're using is Lancôme's. We're using this because I don't want to open a new Sigma yet. I'm in the middle of a Glitzy Fritzyville basket, and the primer chosen was this one. I wanted to tell you guys some things that I didn't get to say in the reveal video, because that video was 34 minutes long, and I suppose I could have cut all the looks out, but I wanted to reveal it with a bunch of looks already, so that if you were mature and you looked at the palette, that you would know there's a bunch of things here that you can do. But you know, the palette works for all age groups. Anyway, in the reveal video I told you about, you know, the outside of the packaging, but I didn't tell you about the inside of the packaging, which was directly influenced by my use of Mel's palette. Because this is one of my most used palettes, I know from using this palette that I want my palette to be black. I don't like it when I get a palette and I'm using it and I smear the eyeshadows all over it. It's disgusting looking. And then I don't want to use it or show it on camera or show it to anybody. Whereas, you know, this palette here, all I have to do is take a Kleenex and just kind of wipe the shadows off. And I feel like it still looks really good. So it was important to me, after spending so much time with this one, that my palette also be black on the inside. We better get busy here. I'm going to take the E35 from my Glitzy Fritzy Essential Eye set. Which, by the way, is out of stock, and thank you to those of you who've been telling me that the link is broke. Sigma went and redid their website, and that broke the link that I have listed. I fixed the link, and you can sign up to be notified when the brush set comes back, for those who are interested, and thank you so much. I'm going to come into my Savior here in the light palette, especially since I'm using a different primer. I want to go ahead and bring my Savior from the crease up for shadows to not drag on my older eyelids. Now I'm going to switch off to my E25, which is still a fluffy blender, but it's pinched flat, so I can use it a little easier to get in the socket of my eye. Anyway, back to what I was saying. See, like, look at Shy Guy. Shy Guy is such a mess now from me doing this, but it's not a biggie. I can just, because that's black, take a Kleenex and come around here and wipe that off, and it doesn't smear the pigment into it. I know, it's the little things, right? Also on the font, I found by using this palette, it was really easy to see what the colors were because the font is white. Now, I know what all the shades are by heart, so I don't need to know, but, you know, if I didn't, without my glasses, this is still, can I read what that says? So I wanted to make sure that my font, the kerning on it, was a little more spaced, and I have bold and a slightly different font so that I can actually look at this without my glasses and read what these shades say. Hopefully that helps you guys. So I didn't get to say that. And also that one of the considerations that I made, because I don't know, one of these days I might pare down my collection or whatever, and two things that are staying are my palette and Mel's, and so I wanted them to be, because I'm anal like that, I wanted them to be the exact same size, and it was important to me that the two palettes could be used together. So for example, Julby and Shy Guy. Matter of fact, I'll probably be doing some tutorials in the future using them together. I'm not telling you to go out and buy extra things. I'm just saying these are some of the things I took into consideration while I was figuring it all out. All right, so I'm done blabbering now, like, I don't know, several minutes in. First shade in is going to be Pita, and I'm just barely tapping Pita and relaxing my eye so that that flap comes down, because I'm sure you can see that my eyes aren't the same. This side of my face is aging faster than the other side. It's important to let that go slack so that you can see what you're doing, and then I'm going to come on top of it and pat. I'm going to raise my eyelid up to make sure I get into the crease, you know, under the flap. This side, not such a big concern, but, you know, the issue is trying to get the two sides to match. And what I like to do that I can't do on camera very well, but in my own makeup mirror I can, is tip my head down like this, okay? And Peter's gonna go crazy if I stick this mirror up here, which makes it really hard, because that's why Peter's always, and I'm talking about Peter, the camera, not Peter, the eyeshadow. I need this right in front of me. So I'm not gonna be able to do it on camera because of Peter, the camera. Right? So I tip my head down like this so that I'm looking straight across. And then I just make sure that they're both the same. So I can see color above both. But like I said, on camera, I can never do that. I just have to approximate that I'm getting it even. Now, I do want to point out that if for some reason you do have both of these and you're my skin tone anyway, you've automatically got something deeper in the deep palette to work with that same shade. For instance, Peta. In the light palette, it's more cool, undertone. These two work nicely together. Not telling you to go out and purchase both. Just saying, if I wanted to, now I could come in with Peta in the dark palette and finish out my look, and I would automatically have a shade that went with it that was deeper. Then all I'm doing is taking the E35 and just kind of blowing that out. And if you've gotten too heavy-handed, then come up to my Savior and use it to soften it out. So Mary, and I'm going to take it on this shader brush, pat it across my whole lid. And that's going to give me a less intense, more intense than some of you want. But I'm just placing So Mary, and I will bump that in a second with my finger. The denser your brush, the more it's going to pack on. So if I had come in here with, say, this and put it on, well, then I would have just had a little dusting of So Mary, and it wouldn't be like bam like that. But I like to bam that just a tiny bit more right in the middle. Next, I'm just going to take a little pencil brush and dip into Pulp Nongi. Barely tap. Right there and right there. And then pull it on over. Now we're going to take the E36 and come into ME after 60. ME after 60 or me after 60, however you want to say it. I'm going to say ME after 60 because it's for my friend, Mary Ellen. Okay. You can use ME after 60 however you want to use it, but I put it in here to be used just like this on the outside of my eye to give the eyeshadow I'm using more dimension. Same with Family. I have both of those shades formulated and put in here to do this. Now again, if I was off camera, what I'd be doing right now is tipping my head down and looking straight into the mirror to try and make sure that I get these even across, but that's going to have to do for right now. And I can go as dark with this as I want or light, but you see how these just all smoothly blend into each other. Now taking the E21, I'm going to come into Peta. I'm working in the light palette today, by the way. I'm going to take Peta and come out here and just darken this a little bit underneath my eye. And there you go. Today I'm going to use this liner from Give Beauty. It is Actin Shady. It's a gray tone, and I'm going to finish my makeup, and then I'll be back to give you a closer look. I want you guys to know you're the best part of the Fritzy family, and that I'm so blessed by you. And if you're not feeling blessed, well, the way that you can be feeling blessed is to go out and be a blessing to somebody else. Just pick a complete stranger. It doesn't have to be anything you purchase. Just go find somebody and do something nice for them just so that you can bless their lives. And watch how that makes you feel inside. Until next time, love you, see ya. Bye. And I'm out.
Getting in the deep here. The deep is upside down, right? Yeah. We could have had it all rolling in the deep. Sounds like I was saying lunchtime, right? It's lunchtime. Got a new website, and then the links I had were book. They were book. Because I don't like it when you get a pile. I don't like it when you get a pile of rounds and squares together. That looked cute, didn't it? Now I'm just talking to hear myself talk. You know, that's what Daddy used to always say. You're just talking to hear yourself talk. You just like to hear yourself talk. You have diarrhea of the mouth. PETA, you... Here's Emerald putting on eyeshadows. Just take this brush and go, bam, bam.